Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan. And today I want to talk about something rather sad. Because, guess what guys? Not that you need to guess. It's not October anymore. Which means it's not Halloween anymore. We're in November. And it's that depressing, sad, weird moment where you kind of feel a bit hungover from the Halloween season. And I'm kind of feeling sad and a slight withdrawal, knowing that Halloween is over and it's time to say goodbye to it. So that's what this video is. It's kind of a saying goodbye to Halloween 2023. It's something I do every single year. I always say goodbye to the Halloween season, and I always do a review of the Halloween season we've just had. It's been a good one. It's been a long one, but a good one. And I wanted to talk about that today, but I also wanted to talk about something I've been kind of teasing a little bit in my last few videos, which is a sort of an announcement I've got to make. And to be honest, I feel bad about teasing it because it's not a particularly good announcement, I suppose. I don't think anyone's going to be like, but it's still kind of a bit, yeah. Anyway, let's just get into this. So, Halloween 2023, where do we start? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is, I don't say this lightly, but I feel as though Halloween 2023 was somewhat of a vintage year. Now, you might disagree. I think depending on what part of the world you live in, you might disagree with that. But for me, Halloween 2023 has been amazing. It's been such a good year. There's been so little. Sometimes it feels like one thing after another goes wrong. And when I do these review videos, it's like, you know, in the past, it's like, and then COVID happened, and then the weather was bad. This year, none of that happened. It was all good. It all went as well as it could go. And 2023, in general, the whole spectrum of when we talk about the season of 2023, it started off strong and fast and just got better and better as the year went on. Going all the way back to January, we were having amazing things from Distortions and places like that announcing new props and new things they were doing, which were all amazing. Then we saw Transworld, then there was all the reveals from first Lowe's, then I think we got some sneak peeks of Home Depot, then Party City. Here in the UK, we got all these leaked images of Costco props. And then it just got better and better. There were down points, like for us here in the UK, I think the range, as in the shop, the range, which usually does a great range of Halloween products, kind of let the team down a little bit this year. And then Wilco, which is another big store that people go to for the Halloween stuff, went into administration, which wasn't their fault, but they did. And that was a bit of a hit, a bit of a blow to the high street in general. But for us haunters, it did mean we got some good deals. But in general, the range of props and animatronics, the things that have been coming out have just been phenomenal this year. There's always some questionable things. And one in particular, which I'm not even going to name, I'll just flash a picture. It makes me feel ill just looking at it. From Costco UK, still can't understand what the hell that's supposed to be. But apart from those weird little things, it's actually been a really good season. We've seen props this year and animatronics, I think, that have completely shifted what we're going to see in the future. A lot of the props have focused on realism. There's been an awful lot of props that look very realistic. Lethal Lily being one of them. And there was also the Mummy with those moving eyes. There was HD 3000 and all these other props that kind of have this eerie, spooky movement of the eyes and the more realistic look to them. These are the things I think we're gonna see more of in the future when it comes to animatronics and props. I think this is the way it's gonna go. It's gotta be less about fantasticalness and more about realism. I could be wrong, but I think that's where the market's going. And while we talk about Lethal Lily, I have to talk about my own personal experience. Many of you will have seen earlier on in the year the amazing, phenomenal story of how I got my Lethal Lily. I'm from the UK. Lethal Lily we don't get lethal lilies here in the UK. They're not available, at least not easily. And an amazing, amazing person called Chris, who's a subscriber of mine, he basically gifted me one. He was like, I want you to have one. I bought one, have one, sent it to me. And I got her, and she's here, and she's amazing, and she absolutely was phenomenal in my horn. Everybody loved her. So Chris, once again, I can only be forever indebted to you. She is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times. Thank you. There have been all kinds of things going on this year. Costco was amazing this year. They had some amazing props. The mummy was phenomenal. The punk rocker skeleton was phenomenal. It that shall not be named was not phenomenal. But they also brought back many of their old school items, some of their real core things now. The 10-foot Reaper, the 10-foot Witch, and of course, luckily for me, the Headless Horseman reappeared, which I didn't think he was going to, but then of course he did, and I bought him. And he's amazing. He is so cool. I've just felt that as the season's gone on this year, it's been building and building and building. It was getting better and better and better. There's been very few negative moments, very few things for me to go, oh, well, that didn't turn out so well, and oh, that wasn't so good. Even when it comes to my own personal horn, I didn't go over the top in doing new things this year. I didn't change the horn overly, I just really added new things. But it all worked out. Everything I put my hands to worked exactly how I wanted them to. They looked how I wanted them to look. There are things I'll tweak, there are things I'll always want to change, and next year I've got a feeling I want to make some pretty big changes in my horn. But overall, it was really, really good. And I've got to just say one more time, our Halloween, my personal Halloween, we've had that whole week running up to Halloween beforehand where we had our haunt running. Loads of people came to see it. Everyone was absolutely blown away by it, thought it was amazing. I had it running most nights. The weather for once played ball. We actually had relatively dry weather for most of the week beforehand. A couple of days of wet weather just before Halloween. But then, as I've already said in my last video, Halloween itself came along and was dry. It was wet in the morning, but dry exactly at the time of day you want it to be dry. Which not only was it great for trick-or-treaters, and we had an amazing evening with at least, we think about 500 people actually came by our haunt last night, and pictures of it have been shared on our local social media and stuff. It's done really, really well. It was so popular, and so many people have commented how great it was. And it all looked great, and bonus, because it didn't get wet, I could bring it in that night and I've not had to dry everything on radiators for once. It's all pretty dry. There was a few damp things, but most things were pretty dry. So it's just been a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, which for me makes the 2023 season a real vintage year. And it's one I think I'll look back on in years to come and go, wow, wasn't that a good season? When my horn looked as good as it could ever look, and everyone enjoyed it, and Halloween was dry, and our kids went trick-or-treating, and it was just a really good season. There's not really been many negatives. And so with the 2023 season now sadly at a close, and with us in November, and having put all of 2023's ups and downs and highs and lows to rest, I've got an announcement. And I don't think anyone's going to be overly dismayed by this. I could be wrong, but I've been thinking about this now for a good year or so, thinking about doing this, and I've decided that this is the way to go, because this video doesn't just mark the end of the 2023 Halloween season. It's not just the end of that chapter, but this video will be my last video. For a while. Sorry guys, sorry. It's not my last video. I'm not going anywhere. The channel is not shutting down. I'm still Halloween Dan, and I will still make Halloween videos. This time of year, once you get past Halloween, the next couple of months really are really difficult to make content in. And for the last 3 years, I've done it. I've spent every winter, whilst other Halloween YouTubers have kind of gone into hibernation and gone quiet, or some will just take on Christmas fully, I've kind of tinkered around the edges. I've continued to make a video every week talking about sometimes Halloween, sometimes a Christmassy Halloween mash up, sometimes purely Christmas. And I'm not gonna lie, the videos are hard to make. It's hard to create content at that time of year when you're a Halloween YouTuber. And the response is not great. People don't really get involved the same. The videos aren't liked the same. No one really comments on them as much. And last year, to sort of top it off, which really kind of finished off this for me, I actually saw a massive drop in subscribers, as in people started to unsubscribe from the channel in quite large numbers, larger numbers than I was actually getting in subscribers. And it became quite apparent to me that maybe this was people on YouTube's way of saying, stay in your lane. You're Halloween Dan, you're not Christmas Dan. This isn't your domain. Let the Christmas YouTubers do Christmas. You're Halloween. And if you're talking about Christmas, then I don't want to be here. Now, I know I shouldn't make decisions around people subscribing and unsubscribing. I know I shouldn't. But I have to say, when you spend all your time trying to think of new videos and what you can make and what you can film and how you can edit it and all that stuff, and then people unsubscribe, it's a real kick in the teeth. And I just thought, I'm not putting myself through that this year. I need to take a break for my own sanity, but also just so I can fully enjoy Christmas and stuff with my family, with my kids, and just chill out and relax and not be constantly thinking about what video to make next. The irony is I love making these videos, I really do. So the biggest restraint here is going to be on myself, having to restrain myself from making videos, because I do really enjoy making these videos, and I think you kind of get that. But it is still really hard to make videos that have a Halloweeny edge when it's Christmas. So I decided last year really, and I've continued to think this, that once we got on the other side of Halloween, I was just gonna stop making any new videos for a little while. We're not talking months and months here. I'll probably be back at it in the new year, making some content in January, because that's when Halloweeny stuff starts to appear again. But until then, I'm not really gonna bother. I'm not gonna make any videos. Now the caveat to this is, if something Halloweeny is announced in November or December, I will make a video about it. I'm not gone, I'm not vanished from the ether, but likewise, I don't think that's really gonna happen, so I genuinely don't see myself making any new videos until in the new year. I hope this hasn't come as too bad of a shock to anybody. I don't think anyone's going to be particularly upset about this. It's just that this is just, I think I was damaging the channel actually by making Christmassy videos and kind of not really even enjoying making the Christmassy videos. And I don't want to damage this channel. I want to see it grow. I want to see it do well. So I think the best way to do that is to just shut up for a bit, stay in my lane, which is Halloween, and let the Christmas YouTubers do Christmas. And I'll come back fresh-faced and excited for the 2024 season, when it is actually 2024. And we'll have all kinds of new, fun and exciting things to talk about, I'm sure, for 2024. And I hope you continue to join me. I hope that this doesn't put you off and you think, oh, well, I'm going to unsubscribe from you then if you're going to just have that attitude. I'm trying not to be ungrateful. I know that many of you enjoy seeing me make content all through the year, and I try my hardest to do so. It's just November and December are definitely a dry spell when it comes to this kind of topic, and there's nothing I can do about that. And for the first time ever, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to relinquish. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to do what some other YouTubers do, some other Halloween YouTubers, and I'm just going to go quiet for a while. I don't think you're going to miss me that much. I'm pretty sure you won't. So with that said, I want to just take this opportunity to once again thank every single one of you, whether you're subscribed or not subscribed, but you watch my videos. If you like and comment on my videos, if you share my videos, if you've been with me for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the length of time, if you're here, thank you in whatever way, shape or form that is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, a million times thank you for being here. I don't think you quite understand how much you mean to me and how much this channel and the community that's sort of been created around it means to me. I really, it really means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my family. And I'm so, so grateful to you all. whether you've been here a day or a year or from the very start. I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate the help you all give me and the advice you all give me, and for just being a part of this channel and my experience of Halloween. And with that said, it's time to say goodbye, and for the first time ever, a goodbye where I don't actually know when the next time I'll make a video is, which is a weird feeling, to be quite honest with you. But I feel like it's a necessary evil. So, for a while, guys, I will see you in the next one. Continue to keep it spooky. Bye.